Hello everybody, my name is Greeshma and I'm from class 8B at NHVPS Banashankari, Bengaluru. Namaste, Namaskar, Namaskara, Vanakkam, Sat Sri Akal. Well, I think I've just proved my point. All of you understood the universal form of greeting without batting an eyelid. Yes, we are probably the only country in the world where both adults and children are fluent in more than 2 languages. And I bet if you're a South Indian like me, you'll be vaguely familiar with at least 4. So, how did we arrive here? How do we have so much diversity, yet how are we so united? And what led us to this point? Let me explain. India is a land of unity and diversity, and it holds true for all its aspects, from religion, culture, food, and everything else. India is a land of immense diversity. The mighty Himalayas, the thriving plains, and the calm coastal regions are amazing examples of these. So, you may be wondering, how can one country do so much? How can India speak more than 1,000 languages at the same time? Let me explain. India is divided into 28 states and 8 union territories. So that's 36 different lands in itself. Each of these states have their own unique way of speaking a language. And within these states, again, we have districts. And each of these districts have their own way of speaking the dialect. For example, the Kannada spoken in Mangaluru will be very different from the Kannada spoken in Bengaluru. And we're not even counting the thousands of tribesmen and nomads, which without doubt have their own cultures and traditions. Yes, we can definitely see that India is a land of unity in diversity. The culture and the diversity of India came from its vast history. From the very beginning, India has been divided into kingdoms. The Chalukyas, the Cholas, Pratiharas, and the Rashtrakutas are examples of these. But each story has 2 sides. On one hand, because of all these diversities between the kingdoms, each individual had that sense of uniqueness, which in the long run may have stopped wars, if only the rulers weren't so focused on expanding their empires. On the other hand, larger empires and smaller empires had this intense rivalry going on. The larger ones would conquer the smaller ones and force them to accept their beliefs. If the smaller empires did not agree, they would be ruthlessly crushed. But this is all a part of history. And nowadays, India has gotten a name for itself as one of the most diverse countries in the entire world. Tourists from all over the world flock to see our beautiful monuments and structures. Even in monuments, India has a lot of diversity. Let me give you an example. The Taj Mahal and the Red Fort, though built in the same time period by the same ruler, do not have many similarities at all. Similarly, the Amriteshwara temple and the Kedareshwara temple were also built in the same era, yet they do not show many similarities. So how is it possible? Let me explain. You know the phrase unity in diversity, right? I'm sure you do. But do you know what it really means? How can we be unified when we're so diverse? So the phrase unity in diversity basically means that people from various religions with a lot of diversities can live together in harmony. And India is an amazing example of this. I think that the one thing that bonds all of us Indians together is that innate sense of patriotism which we have for our country. We are united in the singular fact that we are Indian. I would like to conclude by saying that we are blessed to be a part of this huge culture. We are blessed to be Indian. This is Greeshma Sudhir from class 8B at NHVPS Banashankari, Bengaluru. Thank you all for listening to me.